So this sunflower oil has a lower thermal conductivity than water, which means heat can't get through it. So if I surround my entire body in it, heat can't reach me. So Britain has a problem. So our houses were built to keep heat in, which is useful for about 11 months of the year when the weather is shit. But unfortunately it's August and it's 30 degrees outside and my bedroom is considerably worse. And now there's also a hosepipe ban, which I don't completely understand because we're an island and we're surrounded by water. But anyway, I've conducted an expert in thermal regulation. Unfortunately, he recommended nothing due to an NDA. So I've been forced to conduct my own research. And after several minutes of research, I've discovered that heat is actually quite complicated. There's conduction and convection and radiation and sweating, which I already knew about, but if nobody else is going to solve this, I will. So for the duration of today, I've decided to become a scientist, and I want to find the best certified way to stay cool, and these are my science glasses. This is aluminum foil. So, if you don't know, the sun heats us through radiation, and aluminum reflects that. And I'm currently not made of aluminum. So, what you need to do is wrap yourself completely in this. It keeps falling off. Alright, I actually feel like I'm getting hotter here. See, I'm looking at my book and I feel like I've done everything right. Here's the reflective shell. Shiny oil reflects radiant heat away like an emergency blanket. Oh, you know what? I've been putting it on this way. However, I think it actually goes on this way. It keeps falling off. So I'm going to rewrap myself and see how it goes. Unfortunately guys, we're going to have to put this one as a loss because I can't seem to get the aluminum foil to stick. It just keeps ripping and falling off, and it's, you know, I am getting hotter in it, so I don't know if that's just because the body surface is not like completely covered, but yeah, I'm going to write this one down in the notebook as a fail. So my next tip on how to stay cool in the heat wave is wearable air conditioning. You ever remember in primary school when you would get like kicked the shit out of or beaten up or something, and teacher would take you to a room and give you those little ice packs? Like, there were those horrible blue packs. If you had a cough, ice pack. If you just got diagnosed with leukemia, ice pack, alright? So, the same principle applies here. I don't have any ice packs, however, what we're going to use is frozen peas. Alright, and these peas are super cheap to buy as well, so I'm going to give this its own system name and call it the PEA system, which stands for pea system. Alright guys, so I got the peas here. What you need to do is just oh shit. That wasn't what I was meant to do. Okay, so that wasn't meant to happen. I was trying to open the bag from the top. Alright guys, so what I was suggesting you do is grab some tape. Let's take these off for a sec. All you want to do grab a pea, put the pea on the tape, and you want to tape it just like that. What you can do is line up, is grab a handful of peas and okay, so I've realised that this is probably a flawed method because the peas keep falling out and it's going to take hours to cover your face and body with these. So let me show you a different way of doing this in case the bag split happens to you. And guys, what I've realised you can do, if you have a big chunk like this, you can't leave it on for very long because it is burning my face, and yeah, we're trying to stay cool, not get frostbite. Well, this one is sort of working. It does look like you've got an artillery belt on, however, it works. My bottom half is cool. The only thing is you're going to need a lot of tape and you're going to need a lot of time to try and fix this onto you. Alright, so unfortunately the aluminum foil one didn't work, so I'm going to have to note it down as a fail. We have the wearable air conditioning, me with the peas. I would say yes and no. I mean, they did fall on the floor and it's just more time consuming. Yeah, I'm gonna write 50-50 for this one. Yeah, what have I got? Oh, you know what? That is actually cold. Wait. Hang on. The thing is, guys, the freezer was actually really cool, but it's just so basic. We're looking for scientific methods, not something like that, because anyone could do that. And I just want to say, you don't just have to watch this in summer. Your room could get really hot in the winter, and you could watch this from years and years and years. The methods will stay the same, the science is the same. I've done the research, I've put in the work. Why would you not trust me? Think about it. Alright, so I've been letting the freezer air out the room, and oh. Hold on. Alright, so I'm just going through my notes right now. I'm trying to figure out exactly what went wrong and why. I'm trying to improve for next time. So I've put an X there just to tell me that it didn't work. For this one, I've put a cross and a tick. I've also been looking at thermal conductivity. That's nice. But no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. Bro, like obviously this works, everyone knows fans work, but again, this is about scientific research. It's too basic, So, we've tried radiation, and we've tried conduction and convection, but what we haven't tried is thermal conductivity. Now, I've discovered that cooking oils have low thermal conductivity, so if heat struggles to travel through oil, then that means it would struggle to reach through me. You know, I'm submissive, no, wrong word, receptive. I'm receptive to new ideas, so I'll definitely give this a go. You know, we're trying to find the perfect method after all, and I think this is a breakthrough. So this sunflower oil has a lower thermal conductivity than water, which means heat can't get through it. So if I surround my entire body in it, he can't reach me. So this is also good for you business owners if you're stuck at home, because obviously our houses get so hot and your room will get hot. You can't work in that. Let me take these off quick. Businesses. A business. Hold on a minute. So I've been doing all these side hustles like the parking ticket, the Facebook marketplace flipping, but I've never actually started a business. That's how people make all this money. I'm gonna start a business. That's it. Call it Maz Studios. M-A-Z Studios. Morphs A to Z. Eli's going to be the CEO, and I do know briefly about businesses where you need shareholders and everything, so I'm going to make him the majority shareholder for the company. Damn, man, how did I never think of this before? It took all this time for me to be sat in the bath covered in sunflower oil to come up with the idea of making a business. It just came to me, I don't know, it was weird. It's like I've tried all these side hustles and all these different methods to make money, and yet I didn't.
I said I'd be a big MC by end of school term. Look at me now, I must be a genius. I get money like Class A dealers in 007. Get said in 08, he's gonna have Porsches and Beamers. Liar, that's what you get when you do anything to rhyme school and senior.